Okay. Peace, relaxation. Sometimes you have to go back to the basics. In this case, it would be nature. A nice, beautiful stream. The sound of water running. The sound of birds chirping, the wind. Things you've forgotten in your wretched state of this terrible disease that we call anxiety. Before I begin this video, I want to make perfectly clear to everyone out there that's watching this, I am not a medical doctor. I am not a mental health professional, though I am a mental health advocate. I want to make that perfectly clear. This is not a cure for anxiety. I am not selling anything. I'm not promoting anything. But I am suggesting a technique that you can use that can effectively help you control your illness, since you call it that. The next thing I'm going to say is going to be controversial, and I'm probably going to get a lot of heat over it, and I'm going to say it anyway because I'm confident enough to make this assertion. You ready? Here it goes. Anxiety is not a mental illness. I repeat, anxiety is not a mental illness. It is a behavior. It is a behavior that you have developed as a result of your negativity. You see, what's going on with you right now is you are obsessed with how you feel. You're constantly sulking over yourself, this terrible condition that you're in. What you don't realize is that you have manifested habits and you have cultivated habits, and now you're implementing those habits into your daily life, your work schedule, your private life, your social life, and everything that pretty much makes up who you are is being affected by anxiety. How many of you take your pulse 55,000 times a day, every hour on the hour? How many of you are listening to your heartbeat? How many of you are worrying about that pain in your head? The shortness of breath, the dizzy feeling that you have, the wheeziness, feeling like you're going to throw up. You're not able to breathe, shortness of breath. You're always having these symptoms, but you never die. How many of you are taking medication for your anxiety? What is it doing to you? Right off the bat, I'm going to say that I do not believe in taking medication for anxiety. I am not an advocate. I don't think throwing medication in anxiety helps. You have accumulated so many negative feelings because of whatever it is that's going on in your life, whether it's pressure to get that degree, divorce, a death in the family, whatever it is. I have no idea what's going on in your life, only you know. But the way you process your thoughts is what is exhibiting your high levels of anxiety. Consequently, you feel how you do, and you feel there's no escape. You've been to the doctors, you've been to probably a mental health counselor, they throw pills at you, you take them. As soon as these symptoms occur, you pop a pill, and you feel better. And you see that's a psychological reaction to the drug, but that is not affecting the underlying properties that have cultivated your anxiety. I don't know what medication can. And this video is, Mark Grago is not going to sit here and tell you that there's a magic pill that's going to make this all go away, because there is no magic pill. Nothing exists. What does exist is for you to have acceptance. Acceptance for what is going on in your life. Acceptance for the anxiety that you feel. It's nothing to be ashamed of. Anxiety has been part of human evolution since man has been on this planet. The problem is you're manifesting this in ways and practicing it that is exaggerated. If I was to be asked what is anxiety, I would simply define it as your feelings on steroids. Does that make any sense? Everything that you think and feel is exaggerated. You're so in tune with what's going on inside your body. You are so in tune. Every little sensation you exaggerate, even if it feels good. And that's a result of your negative thinking. That's a result of your negative behavior. Yes, your behavior. Your behavior towards what is going on with you. Now, I'm not suggesting that you're a coward. That's not what I mean. You're missing the point. I'm not saying that you have to be brave and just sit there and white knuckle it. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the next time you have an attack, you need to sit there and just accept it. Let your heart race. Let that shortness of breath try to down you, because it's not. You've been through this before. You're a warrior. You've had thousands of panic attacks. You've had thousands of anxiety attacks. You have survived every single one of them. You haven't died yet. Sit there and make friends with it. Be with it. Nurture it. Embrace it. And you will find that if you try in vain to make your symptoms worse while you're actually having an attack, you're not going to be able to do it. Try it. Try it. The next time you have a panic attack, sit there and try to make your symptoms worse. You may experience a little bit of an elevation. That's simply the adrenaline that's pumping in your brain right now. Your body can only produce so much hormones and so much adrenaline, and then it stops. You're not a machine. That's why your panic attacks don't last long. Why are you entertaining these thoughts? Why do you continuously entertain such thoughts? Have you ever tried to simply change your thinking? Look what you're seeing before you in this video. You're seeing flowing water, you're hearing birds sing, you're hearing cars behind me, you're hearing my voice. You have lacked the ability to concentrate on nothing but yourself. Does that make any sense? That is why you continuously have these attacks. Because you are not open to changing your thinking. Okay, you can laugh. I want you to sit and try it. I want you to sit and be with yourself. And the next time you have an attack, sit there with it. See if you can make it worse without reaching for your bottle of pills. Because they don't do anything for you, though you think they do. Do you really want to take a drug that is going to change how you think or how you feel? Do you really want that in your life? Is that how you want to live? Because you know what? Life is waiting for you. Rejoice. Now, I'm assuming by you watching this video that you have been treated for anxiety or that you've talked to some specialist. I'm assuming you've been checked by a doctor and all he told you was, yeah, it's your nerves. Okay, so let's bring that into the open. So I don't want to, be misconstrued here. I don't want to suggest, a remedy or a technique, and you actually do have a medical problem. Okay, I want to be distinct about that. I'm assuming you have been checked by a doctor, and I am not a doctor. And this video is not a one-size-fits-all because this topic is not a one-size-fits-all. We're all unique, and we all have different levels of anxiety, and we experience panic attacks and anxiety attacks in different ways. Whatever it is that you have accrued because of this behavior pattern, is going to be different from the next person. What triggers me is not going to trigger you. What triggers you may not trigger me. We're all different. Nothing to be ashamed of. And so, my friends, I tell you, I implore you to try a simple technique by just sitting there with it and being accepting of what's going on. And see if you are capable of changing your thinking patterns, administering an active life, eating better, sleeping a little bit better, eating better foods. Just very simple techniques that you've probably been told about and you've heard, but you haven't listened. Because the alternative is very simple for you. You can continue to take your pills. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with taking medication for anxiety. I'm just saying that it is not a cure for it. Do you want to cure this behavior pattern, or do you just want to treat it? You see, that's the question that you need to ask yourself. Do you want to be a prisoner in your own head? Because that's exactly what you've made of yourself. You have the ability to change that. What you resist persists. I'm sure you've heard that before, but you haven't listened. Try listening, try breathing, try accepting. To end this video, the technique that I just presented here for you, or the suggestion, whatever it is that you want to call this, was not invented by me, nor was it suggested by me. It was suggested by the late Dr. Claire Weekes, who is a medical doctor that wrote a book called Hope and Help for Your Nerves. In this book, she describes all these suggestive therapies, if you will, if you want to call them that. Let's call them that because some of you might relate to it, that you can try and implement in your life that's going to make these symptoms and way of thinking lessen themselves on you, lessen its grip, if you will. It's going to take time. Nothing happens overnight. Your anxiety didn't happen overnight, and your cure's not going to happen overnight. Let time pass. Be accepting of what it is that's going on with you right now, and allow more time to pass. Read her book. Let me know what you think. It's only a couple of dollars. I think it's like $8. It's going to be the best $8 you ever spent, I'm telling you. It's certainly the best $8 I ever spent. And I suffered with anxiety for over 20 years. So, my friends, I'm going to leave that link down below. I hope it helps you. Let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think of anxiety. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment below. And I will see you in the next video. I hope this helps somebody. Enjoy this beautiful spring afternoon if you're here in Pennsylvania. See you in the next video.